So there is a very common place that I see people get stuck all the time and kind of get hung up on their healing progress. And I want to share with you what the tool is that you need in order to really be able to successfully heal. It's kind of, this is the prerequisite, I would say, to really effectively doing any, healing work. So if you're trying to do trauma work, if you're trying to do, just emotional healing work, processing the past, kind of any sort of therapeutic, self-healing, personal growth work that involves completing something or processing something, there's a major skill that you need, right? And that major skill is the ability to what I would call go meta, which means to observe yourself. We can also think of this as, kind of stepping back from your experience a little bit and being able to observe your own thoughts, observe your own emotions. We could also call this metacognition, which is awareness of your own thinking, right? Or awareness of your own emotions or your own feeling. Or we could call this mindfulness, right? I think these are all different synonyms for the same experience, which is some level of moving out of the personal, out of the emotional a little bit and into the observer mode a little bit, where you're able to witness yourself, right? I think this is the beginning of a move all the way, like we went really extreme, we would end up in a non-dual state of, ego dissolution and transpersonal awareness, if you want to think of it that way. But instead of going that far, we want to go just enough to be able to observe our own internal experience, including our own internal dialogue, ruminations, thoughts, body sensations, and kind of compassionately see these things, right? So this is the missing skill. And if you think about it like this, like we have a choice between being totally blended with and connected to and hijacked by our emotional experience, our cognitive experience, our psychological experience, where I am my thoughts, I am my feelings, I am identified with my thoughts and feelings. I take them all personal and I take them all very literally, and I cannot separate from them. From that place, it gets really hard to work on your emotions or work on your thinking or process whatever it is that needs processing because you're busy feeling it, right? So in order to effectively be able to do any of this work, quite honestly, we need to be able to get enough distance from ourselves to be able to observe ourselves a little bit. And sure, you're still going to be feeling those feelings and seeing those thoughts, but being able to disidentify with them just enough to be able to reflect on them or relate to them or connect with them or do something with them. So it's only when you get a little bit of space that you're then able to work with things, if that makes sense. So this is the place where, again, most people are stuck in their, I would say their healing process, their therapeutic journey, their psychedelic journey. And so, the good news here, is that this is something you can work at and develop as a skill, metacognition, mindfulness, however you want to think of that. And it's something that you can practice regularly and get better at that's going to bear awesome fruit when it comes to your ability to progress and your ability to heal and work with yourself. So what I would recommend to any of you, and the good news here is this is free. Right. And again, the reason I'm saying this is that this is a prerequisite, I think, to really effectively doing the work. So how do you develop this skill? What can you do? Obviously, mindfulness meditation or mindfulness practice of some sort would be the first place to go. So pretty much every client I have, I go, do you meditate? And they go, well, I have meditated, here or there, but I don't regularly. And then sure enough, we see where they're struggling to unblend from these thoughts and feelings and witness them and observe them and be able to work with them, right? So first thing I would do is encourage you to, really take up a mindfulness practice and take it seriously. Think of it as weightlifting for your internal experience, for your mind, for your reality. So that would be the first thing I would do. Psychedelics, quite frankly, can be used as a tool to help you observe yourself more and get more mindfulness, get a little more distance to be able to see and feel or be in connection with without getting hijacked by. Generally, I would say like a lower to moderate dose of psychedelics are better for this than higher doses, although for some people, they might find the opposite, that a higher dose is cleaner for them to be able to get that distance. And at a lower dose, they stay kind of more entangled with their own identity structure. So I'll let you figure that out for yourself, but that's another tool. There are, binaural beats could be useful for this, quite honestly. What else could we use for this? IFS can be a good tool for this. But generally, you want to start to work at developing, awareness and the capacity to observe, your own internal experience. So your own thoughts, your own self-talk, your own body sensations, your own emotions, your own, et cetera, et cetera. You want to start to develop this ability to be aware of your system and witness it without fully being sucked into that experience, right? This is absolutely one of the two major pieces that you need to really effectively do the work. And this is always the place where people kind of hum and haw and kind of make excuses and, oh, I kind of have done that, but it's like, this is, really, really crucial tool. There are spiritual practices you can do too. There are more advanced meditation techniques you can do. There's something called the wholeness work, which I've done with people and which I do, which can really kind of take you out of your identity and into a more expanded state. Do any of these, but just start to practice this more regularly. It will bear major, major fruit. And I would say before you really step seriously to like a psychedelic therapy thing or like a trauma therapy thing or anything else that you might want to do, even like serious, like personal development, like I'm going to aggressively go for growth. I'm going to aggressively grow for change and self-actualization. Before you get there, you need to have this skill in place. This is one of those things that makes all the difference in the world. So if you're not meditating, this is now, this is your recommendation. This is your sign from the universe. Go practice meditation. It'll make all the difference. If you're thinking about doing psychedelic therapy, get this tool in place first. It's going to make all the difference. So enough said. I have plenty more to say, including what the other major tool is, but that'll be for another video. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Does this resonate? Are you like, oh yeah, I need to hear this? Or you're like, duh, I knew this. Or screw you, Dave. How dare you tell me to meditate or whatever. Let me know what you think down below. And I have more videos for you on the way soon. Much love to you guys. Take care.